Welcome back. Right, so you can probably see that things haven't quite gone the way I expected they would for this commission. I've actually had a lot of other stuff going on, and I've been chipping away at this and doing bits and bobs sort of as and when I had the time. So, and I didn't get a chance to film any of it, unfortunately. So this first sort of proper video is just going to be more of a catch up to get you up to this point. And then sort of projecting on where I'm going to be going with the commission going forward. So I've taken a lot of photos, but I didn't take much, well, any video footage actually of the progress so far. So I'll probably drop a montage in to it because, you know, it's easier to do that way than listen to me sit and talk about it. But basically, the secondary hull is thereabouts in one piece, and it's up on its assembly stand now, and you see it's secured with this epoxy putty, this epoxy steel putty, so it's absolutely rock solid as a rock. It's not going anywhere. It just sort of telescopes into the top of that brass tube. So this will be the method that it mounts to its final stand. This obviously is just the temporary one while we build the thing. So yeah, there's quite a lot to show progress wise for this, but just as a quick catch up, a lot of filling and sanding was done to fill in the windows where they're presented on the kit parts because they're not in the right place. I used the Paragraphics drilling template set, which is pretty good set. I'm not sure that they're 100% accurate either, but you're sort of splitting the difference because the kit is so inaccurate. But you know, they're in a better position than as they are on the raw kit parts, and the sizing's better. I filled in all of the grid lines and rescribed new ones. You can just about see in there the detail of the photo etch docking ports. They look really good. You can just see a little bit of the ambient light there lighting up the windows to get an idea of how well they should light. So I filled these windows, I should add. I filled these windows with just Devcon clear epoxy. When it dries water clear. It doesn't go amber or anything like quite a lot of epoxies tend to do. Filled those and sanded, masked them at the right size, blasted loads of primer on it to light block the surrounding epoxy, and when you peel the mask back, you have nice sized windows. So that works really well. It's a tried and true technique. So yeah, there's not a lot more to be said about that. Obviously, you'll see the progress in the montage in a few seconds. So there's that. The pylons, the nacelle pylons, these are renowned for being very weak, and you know, the dreaded nacelle droop, and they tend to break away because the nacelles tend to get quite heavy, and there's not a lot of plastic there to do a lot of the support work, you know, as they come out of the box. So I've just enforced them and embedded some aluminium tube going up along the spine there on both pylons, and then they've been steel epoxied in. If the camera will focus, this stuff sets rock hard. It's like metal reinforced epoxy putty, so it's absolutely rock solid. They're not going to go anywhere. And I've spaced this slightly, the join here, so we get a little bit better of fit. Sorry, spit my words out. When it goes into position on the back of the secondary hull. Obviously it's not going to be a perfect fit because, you know, this kit just doesn't work that way, so there's going to be a fair bit of filling and sanding to do there, but they're absolutely rock solid, as they're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, so that's good. And plus it adds a little bit more weight on the back part of this because she'll be so nose heavy with the saucer hanging out, you know, here. If you can see my hand, there's going to be a lot of weight there, so this stuff adds a little bit weight further back to try and get a bit of counterbalance, so can't hurt. And finally, with the saucer section, I've got these shapeway parts that I mentioned in the initial video. They've been put in position and epoxied into place, getting the camera away. So they're good to go. It's a bit frustrating that these have been filled in. These haven't been filled in, rather. They're holes. Get the camera to focus. The windows. So now I need to fill these in. It would have been much better if these were just printed solid, and then you mask the window straight away. I'm not sure why they've done that, but it's not for me to say, so whatever. So yeah, that's in position. I've filled the light, the LED holes that they wouldn't have been LEDs back when this kit was made. They would have been grain of wheat bulbs, but there was holes already pre-molded into the kit to allow for lighting. So I've filled these in because they're massive and way out of scale, even on the thrusters there. So they've all been filled in, and I've given it a sand over because even though this is the original issue of this kit, the molding is pretty uneven. You can see a little bit of waviness in particularly that pie slice there. It was even worse than that, and you don't expect to see that sort of thing unless the tooling is already shot, when it's done like 1 million injections, but it hadn't done so at that point. This is like the initial run of the kit. So yeah, there you go. So that's been sanded over, and there's my cat Willow. She's just checking on everything, making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not missing anything. And these ones, I've filled these holes. Oh look, she's totally wrecking my computer now. Get out of the way, bloody kids. Anyway, yeah, so I've filled in the windows and drilled new ones using those same Paragraphics drilling templates. Again, I'm not sure how accurate they are, but they're better than what was already on the kit. You can see where the previous builder of this kit, it might have been the client, I'm not sure, has already filled in some of the lines and etched new ones. So I'm not, it's hard to tell what is actually going on here until it's covered in primer. So I won't do anything else with the grid lines or any panel lines on these parts yet until I've primed them. But I can't do that yet because I need to sort these rim windows out, and the kit parts that come with it are terrible. So there's two options you can go with. You can either fit all of the kit parts and fill them in and drill them the same way that was done with this secondary hull windows and all the other windows. That's one way to go. It's very repetitive, and a quicker way to go is actually what I will do. Oh, there it is. Take one of the kit parts or this upgrade part, whatever you've got. What I'll end up doing, instead of drilling and filling and all of the rest of it over 6 insert parts, it's far quicker and easier to make a quick mold of this, pour some rubber on it, make 6 copies in translucent resin similar to the one that's in front of the camera now, and just mask the windows in the proper places. And that's what I'm going to do. So basically I'm going to end up with 6 blank wall pieces instead of drilling the holes. They'll be solid but translucent clear like this material. Then I'll just mask the window positions and go from there. That's going to be a much quicker way of going about it. And since I've got this part already, I don't have any more of them provided in the kit. It was an incomplete upgrade parts kit, so I'll just fill these windows in that are already been drilled. I'll fill those in, get a quick mold of this, bang out some copies of it that I can use on this build, and then we should be good to go. And while I'm making those molds, I need to retool this part and mold it and get it in translucent clear, not blue. So that'll kill 2 birds, because I want the colour change effect on this. I want it to be able to go from the ambery warm white to the blue, and obviously I can't do that if it's cast in blue resin. And also I need to restore all of this removed material to try and get a better approximation of the ring of lights that you see around the outside of the deflector dish. So, and the last piece is, there's only one of these upgrade grills from the DLM set, so I need to get a quick mold of this and cast a second one for the other engine. So that's where we are. That's very quick. So I'm going to put a quick montage in here now, just so like you can get a better idea of how the secondary hull was put together and the saucer parts were modified, and then we'll move on to making some molds. That might be a separate video though, so give me a couple of minutes to think about that while you look at these pictures, and I'll be back. So yeah, next video is going to be how I'm going to make a mold of these and cast up replacement parts. I'll see you in the next video for a little bit of mold making, so catch you in a bit.